Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Hope that you had a great weekend. I did not upload a video on Friday because I was a little bit busy with other stuff, but I'll explain to you later. Today of course we're going to look at BTC and ETH from a macro and a more micro perspective, and I'm also going to show you a different indicator that I'm using. But before we go into diving into charts, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. In the description you'll also find two links to my Twitter and Instagram. Feel free to follow me there, and without further ado then let's dive into the charts for today. Alrighty, we are looking here at BTC USD pair on the daily, and it is a little bit messy here, but let me walk you through. Here we have the volume nodes, and as you can see we still have the highest volume node from this area, around 42k, so that's way below us right now. Which offers as support. Right now we are trading here at this range, which actually is on the oversold level. So between the gray stuff is seen as a fair value for BTC, and if we are trading underneath then it's seen as oversold, and as it's trading above we see this overbought, and right now we are at that level. So it wouldn't be weird to see maybe some pullback. Maybe you remember that I draw this a red line here last week, and I said that is the CME gap from last week, and we closed it on this candle. Later on I will zoom in and you will see a little bit better what I mean. Before we are further going to dive in, I said also in last week's video that I am actually using a lot a different indicator, not always the RSI and the MACD, but a paid indicator from Market Cipher, and the most important one is actually Market Cipher B. This is the one that you see here at the bottom, and we'll quickly explain you. The blue waves are the so-called momentum waves, so the momentum of the price. And when it goes down you see a red dot, maybe indicating that there could be a sell signal. The green dots are maybe buy signals. Then you have this red flow right here, that is the money flow that is now negative, then it turns into green, then you have a positive money flow, and then these two lines up here, those are the RSIs, and the yellow is the MACD, so it's almost an all-in-one indicator. And on top here of my chart you see a handful of numbers that's called the DBSI, the Dual Band Strength Index, where the top is the pressure of the bears, the top is the pressure of the bears, and the bottom is the pressure of the bulls. And of course the bulls want to push the price up, and the bears want to push the price down. So if you see higher numbers on the top and low numbers on the bottom, that means that the bears are trying to push the price down. So without further ado, let's start diving into the more smaller time frames, because that is where it's getting interesting. We first are gonna go to the 4 hourly, and there we see actually that we had this dump down, closed the CME gap perfectly, and then just went up on Friday. I unfortunately got caught with a short trade on this pump, because when we went up I expected us to retest it and then going higher, but that didn't happen, so I unfortunately had to close it here in a loss. I was able later on that day to take another long to make some up of that loss that I made, but it was not the best day for me. Interesting to see here on 4 hourly is that we see that the money flow always comes in waves. So you have a tiny top here, then more of a red wave again, then a little bit here, and now we kind of topped out and this money flow is going lower. Also for this indicator accounts that the higher the time frame, the more powerful the signals are. So if this money flow is really coming down like this, most likely it will go into the red and you'll see some more downwards pressure. The other way is that if the waves are coming up on a big time frame, most likely it will fulfill that move and it will go higher up. And if you go to very small time frames, then the indicator here can be very wicky up and down. So actually it works almost the same as every other indicator, that the high time frames are the most powerful. Alright, is it a coincidence that we bounced off of this level of the CME gap? Was it just only the CME gap? No, because actually this was a very important support and resistance level that we have seen and hold already so many times. before. Let me pull this out a little bit. That's approximately here. And then you can see that, well, you know what, let me take out this volume now because that makes it very messy. You can see that that has been here, resistance, 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 and support a few times. Here too, here too, here it also been resistance, then finally broke, retested, and then we went higher. So that is quite an important level right now. So everyone of course is also looking if we are going down again, if this level, so that is the 44,500, let's say 44,500, that needs to hold. If not, I think we are going much lower. To be honest, I actually also expected us to go much lower because this was quite the move up from the bottom to the top. We're talking about almost 30%, and if we're just only going down 7%, that is not even that much. Yes, we are kind of trading out of this white line that we draw earlier. Now we're just going sideways. For ETH it looks a little bit different. I will show you later. Yeah, it actually it would make sense if we would get a bit more of a retracement. If I pull a fib from the top to the bottom, you can see that we kind of bounced off here on the 38.2. Well, kind of actually exactly bounced off from the 38.2, then went higher, and now we're kind of battling here with the 23.6, so that's around the 45,700 level. So yeah, it would not surprise me if we go a little bit lower. To be honest, since we are trading at this level right here and we're not really breaking down, that means that also all the Bitcoin is being sold, is also being bought up quite fast because we really seem to hold this level. That means that there are bulls laying under this level ready to buy the price up if we're going lower. Have to be said, on the 4 hourly, again, money flow is going down. We see the momentum wave also here. I thought, Saturday this is clipping, then went up, and then now we're going lower. Also the VWAP is trending a little bit lower, and our RSIs are trending a little bit lower. So to be honest, right now I'm really neutral, 50-50. It can go either way. That's why I am not in a trade right now. I might be later if we really would break this level or if I see reversal signs. Let's quickly head over to the 1 hour, and then I can also show you where I got caught up Friday. So we went down, then we went up a little bit, and I thought that this was rolling over. This is where I entered the short, and boom, then we went up. So that was very unlucky. And also because yeah, we crossed the line here, the diagonal line. So yeah, that was now resistance. We cannot hold it. We're going lower. That's where I entered my short, and then boom, we went suddenly up. And then of course I needed to take the loss. And now as you can see, we're trading a little bit sideways. Also here on the hourly, then right away you see that it's a little bit more wiggy. We had this long fat period of green money flow, then going low bit. Now green, red, green, and now again red. So it's getting a little bit more tighter and a bit more wiggy. This eventually will turn out to be a big move. Of course, which side, again, that's to be seen. Right now I'm 50-50, so I cannot give you a clear direction. Yeah, we have to be prepared for both scenarios. If I would pull a range of volume, let me see, let's take this level right here. So that's from the last few days. Then we're seeing the resistance here at 47,200. So that this is where we that we find resistance, and we still see that support and resistance for quite some time. So that will be interesting to see. We are also now trading in oversold levels on this micro time frame right here, where I just picked the last few days. So actually, if we're holding this level, then a little bit of a push up. But yeah, it is just getting a little bit messy here with the high volume node. Then we have a few resistance levels. So I wouldn't be surprised if this maybe zigzags for a little bit more. Also this week we have the Miami Bitcoin conference that usually, historically, is always due for a lot of volatility. So maybe we have a quiet day today, but I expect later on this week to have us heavy moves up and down. So that's going to be interesting to see. Okay, let's say we would break up. Then of course this Y resistance line that is now getting a little bit less important, because we kind of broke down here, broke up here, then we bounced off, now we're going lower again. It seems like it's not holding as much support and resistance as it really did here in the past, as you can see. So it seems to be a little bit less important now for the traders. Of course, if we're looking up, then of course this resistance line is 46,500. Then we're going up 47. Then the 48 is the most important, and then I think 49, and then there's quite a gap actually up to 56. So if we are getting ready to bounce further up, then the 56 might be due very fast. To be honest, I think that we might be range bounding here a little bit longer, maybe have another breakdown, have another retest, and then going higher. That would be interesting to see. If we are breaking this 44 to 45 level, then I think it might go pretty fast to 42, 40k, and then we're getting in this messy zone of the diagonal or the triangle that we made earlier. But if we reach that level, then of course I will make a video. Alright, let's quickly head over to ETH. Same kind of story, of course, same kind of indicator. There we're seeing the high volume node on this long period of time is quite low, 2600 right now, trading at 3450. We're also seeing that the money flow is still up. ETH has been super strong the last few days, the last few weeks even, unbelievable. We've seen the money flow a little bit going down, but this could also, a wave could go up again. We also see here on the daily that the momentum wave is kind of curving down. We have one red dot and a second red dot, meaning that some more price reward action to the downside would most likely be due. What I'm really looking out for, if let's say this wave would go down a little bit, then go up and then go down, and then we are creating a bearish divergence on the price then here and on the oscillator here on the downside, that will be a massive bear signal, and then I will most likely put in a big short. The diagonal line so far is being respected, as you can see, so where BTC is trading more sideways and things like it's less important, we can see that our diagonal line is still super alive, super important, and now we're just bouncing off. Does it mean that you right away put in a long? Not really, because here the price movement has been way more than in BTC. As you can see, more than 50%, 40%, 42% in total. And when we broke down here, then it was just 6 to 7%, and people said that was it, we're going higher. And after we went higher, I said this cannot be the only retracement of a 40% move. And also here on the 4 hourly, we see actually that the money flow is just curving down here a little bit. Our VWAP is quite low. The RSIs are really curving down on this 4 hourly, so I would not be surprised if we do something like this and then just breaking this support line, going lower again. Then the levels 3370 is the level to watch out. You can see that that has been support and resistance here quite a lot of times. Then maybe these lows that is around the 3200 level, this double support line that we draw here, and then of course we're peeling further down to 2970 and then the 2770. So if I would pull a fib, let's say from the top to the bottom, would that make sense? Let's do it here. Then we're also seeing that our 3200 level would coincide approximately with 38.2, and right here in the middle of the box, the golden pocket would be, let's say, between the 2920 and 2886. That is quite the drop from here. So also here I'm not in a position right now. I'm staying careful because yeah, this of course, this support line cannot hold forever, and if we're going to break down, then we will break down much faster than BTC. Let's see how much strength the bulls have. I mean, they have a lot of strength in the upside, but let's see how much strength they have when we are really breaking down and going lower, if they can hold the price much better than BTC. I think at a certain point it will flip again, and then people will flee into BTC, and then we'll see. On the hourly, let's quickly have a look there. There actually see a lot of range bounding, and where we saw BTC actually going much lower, here we see that ETH is just holding up perfectly. Right now also the money flow is going down a little bit. We've seen the RSI going down, but the momentum wave might be clipping to the upside. We see the VWAP going up to the upside. So this is a bit of a, I would almost say no trading zone, because yeah, some of the indicators are pointing down, some of the indicators are pointing up, so it's a little bit hard here to take position. I also see it on the trading floors in the Discord that I see a lot of mixed opinions, because people just don't know at the moment. Just be very careful then with your leverage. Quickly head over to the bubbles. Green across the board, especially on the monthly here. It looks super green. That is, thank God, a good sign. So who knows where this might end up for the rest of the month of April. Historically, April is a very good month. So let's see where we end up. On the weekly, it looks a bit more red because, yeah, as you can see, earlier saw in the charts that we had this dip here, and then you see that some of the alts are just completely being sold off or just have not found the momentum yet compared to the bigger names, and then you just see that the more exotic names are just kind of being sold off a little bit or cannot really come up, and then you see some other names like an audio or this coin that's just suddenly pumping up, a cake swap suddenly pumping up, and other names are just pumping and dumping. For example, the ape coin. I said also on Twitter, don't buy this kind of crap. It will heavily spike up and heavily spike down. You will most likely lose money. Only the absolute professionals or the ones who create and own this stuff, they are the ones who are controlling the buttons, and they will make a lot of money, and you will most likely lose a lot of money. So stop buying this kind of stuff and just focus on the major players. Alright guys, that will be it for today. If you like this kind of updates, then please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, click on the bell, click, and also if you don't miss anything, leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also, if you want me to look at other stuff, could be other altcoins or maybe gold, stocks, you name it, then just drop it in the comments and I will try to cover that in the next video. Thank you guys so much. In the meantime, of course, also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, links in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys, bye bye.